And not only that, but also he's also tacked on tariffs of Canada and Mexico. Canada, Mexico, and China comprise 72% of all economic activity in this country. 72%. So as that one chatter was saying, a lot of importers are basically rerouting manufacturing into China, or not rerouting manufacturing, but like rerouting goods from China into Canada with the hopes that they can then, move them across the border. There's still a tariff there. And that still isn't enough. That's not going to make up for that trade dead zone that you are going to experience. And even then, there's a universal 10% tax that we are all going to be paying for. Japan will not take part in any trade bloc that seeks to isolate China, given the importance of China as a trading partner. Japan intends to push back against any U.S. effort to bring it into an economic bloc aligned against China because of the importance of Tokyo's trade ties with Beijing, according to current and former Japanese government officials. Like many other countries, Japan is trying to get permanent relief from President Donald Trump's tariffs by addressing U.S. concerns in areas of bilateral trade, including automobiles and agriculture. The officials, who asked not to be identified, said that Japan is pushing to strike a deal before the current 90-day reprieve in tariffs expires, with one person saying the country hopes to finalize an agreement around the Group of Seven summit in June. At the same time, the official said that Japan doesn't want to get caught up in any U.S. effort to maximize trade pressure on China by curbing its own economic interaction with Beijing, which is Tokyo's biggest trading partner and an important source of goods and raw materials. I like to think in my headcanon that I opened up these conversations to the Japanese audience by engaging in bilateral negotiations with the Japanese Communist Party, which of course does not have any motion in the Japanese diet, but it doesn't matter. In my mind, it does. Oh, wow. It's actually over the U.S. in that case. What other states can they even force into an anti-China alliance at this point? The UK, Argentina, South Korea, maybe? Yesterday, I asked President Trump in the Oval if there have been any direct talks with China on trade. He answered, yeah, of course, every day. Here is the China Commerce Ministry. Any content about China-U.S. economic and trade negotiations is groundless and has no factual basis. Here's Ryan Grimm reacting to the news about Japan.
The sheer stupidity of Trump's strategy going into this trade war is now finally coming into the sharpest focus I think that we've seen yet. It's been a complete catastrophe from start to finish, and we can now understand completely why. He went in with a plan to encircle China. So here's Treasury Secretary Bessent saying that the plan here is you're going to get Vietnam, you're going to get Japan, you're going to get other Southeast Asian countries. You're going to unify them into a bloc, and you're going to collectively then pressure China to change its trade policies. That might actually have been a decent strategy. It might actually have worked out for those countries and for American workers. But that, of course, is not what Trump did. Like, you guys have been around. You've been watching this entire thing. What did he do? He slapped tariffs on the entire world to start, including Japan, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, you name it. So he picked a fight with the people that he claimed he was going to have in his coalition. And so now, today, Japan is saying, we are not doing any type of trade deal with the United States that upsets our trade situation with China, because the United States is an adversary of Japan at this very moment, not an ally anymore. So why would Japan do us any favors and hurt itself in its relationship with China, who has been the relatively stable country in this? So the idea
is not just that China is the relatively stable country in this process because of American instability, but it's also a very powerful country due to its significance in manufacturing. Like, why the would countries just go, all right, we're just going to rip apart our trade agreements that we've done with China for what? For the crime of developing themselves in the process? That was the point, wasn't it? You asked the World Trade Organization, you asked the World Bank, they constantly talk about how free trade is so beneficial for the global South. Free trade is so beneficial in uplifting the material conditions of the working class around the world. And then one country does it and they go, whoa, 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 hold up now. Not like that. We didn't mean you were actually going to engage in even development, rapid urbanization, and actually become a competitive global superpower. We didn't mean it like that. We thought you were just going to still be like this despotic fucking place where there is a Gini coefficient so fucking vast that it makes people's heads spin. We thought all of the wealth was going to be in the hands of Western aligned leadership within the party structure that are quintrillionaires at this point, and then the rest of the working class of China was going to be the peasantry. I'm so confused. How did this happen? Yeah, they looked at China and they were like, whoa, what are you doing? The secondary aspect of this is that America still maintains global stability through its empire, through its tentacles, its military bases, 1,000 of them all around the world. That still hasn't fallen, okay? There's that too. There's that aspect of this equation as well. That's part of the reason why I think China wants to maintain America as the reserve currency, at least right now, at least for now. May 2025 volumes are now expected to drop 20.5% year over year to 1.6 million TEUs, while June could see an even steeper 26.6% decline to 1.57 million TEUs. No one is thinking about back to school, but this is the season when they are being shipped from overseas. Industry leaders are warning of supply chain crisis as Trump tariffs hit U.S.-China trade. Things are dire when we're looking at industry papers, okay? This is a dire warning. When we start looking at trade publications, it's over. All because we didn't like how much we saw COVID and we did not like how much China was manufacturing, and we're like, oh, we got to change this. Except did we actually build a robust base of manufacturing in the past 4 years when Biden was the president? No, we didn't do that at all. We didn't do none of that. Is Trump implementing a command economy and building a robust infrastructure and training people right now to deal with high precision manufacturing? No, we're not doing none of that. Did we set up contracts for at least rare mineral extraction with countries that currently have almost monopoly deals with China? Do we set up refinement facilities to be able to refine these minerals? No, we didn't do that either. So what the are we doing? Throwing a goddamn tantrum and saying, hey, listen, we have the global reserve currency and we have a import economy. We are the consumption engine of the planet, a major market that everyone wants to be a part of due to the way that we have designed global trade over the course of the past multiple decades. So we'll ourselves unless you do what we want. And then people go, what do you want? And they go, I don't know, just build a factory here or something. Okay, that's going to take a decade, dumbass. What are you doing? You should have set up the factories first and then done this. You can't do trade protectionism if you have no trade to protect. So all we're doing in this process is like telling Europe, hey, man, if you want to get out of this bind, if you want to keep selling products to the United States of America, well, guess what you have to do? You have to literally purchase our chicken, okay? You have to purchase salmonella chicken. That's it. No other way out of this. You have to purchase hormone beef. No other way out of this. You understand? And more of our weapons. And also our F-150s. Will we make smaller vehicles, mid-sized sedans that can, work in your market? No. Buy the Ford F-150 right now. I don't care what you do with it. You can dump it in the ocean for all I care, but you have to buy it. Going to Cambodia and being like, I'm sorry, you have to buy a fleet of F-35 jets is hilarious. They'd be like, sorry, you need Boeing weapons. That's the only thing we manufacture. You have to buy them. Otherwise, we can't fix this trade deficit. Great stuff. Thousands and then millions of American small businesses, including many iconic brands, will go bankrupt this year if the tariff policies on China don't change. These small businesses are largely, this is a founder and CEO of Flexport. These small businesses are largely unable to move their manufacturing out of China. They are last in line when they try to go to a new country. This guy's talking about long term. I'm talking about short term. I'm talking about in the next month or so, you are going to see significant impacts, even if Donald Trump, like I said, tomorrow or today said it's time to reverse this tariff. I'm sorry, my bad. And China played ball. You would still see a lot of immediate impacts in terms of empty shelves in the next month or so because trade has all but halted. The manufacturers in Vietnam and elsewhere can't be bothered with small batch production jobs, typical of a small business supply chain. When the brands fail, they will be purchased out of bankruptcy by their Chinese factories, who thus far have built everything except the customer-facing brand, which is where most of the value capture happens already. Consumer goods companies typically mark up the goods 3x or more to support their fixed costs, including millions of American employees. Now the factories will get to vertically integrate and capture the one part of the chain they haven't yet dominated. American businesses import $600 billion worth of goods from China every year. Assuming typical retail markups we see in Flexport data, those goods create almost $2 trillion worth of sales every year. In the week since the tariffs hit, ocean freight bookings from China are down 50% across the industry. Flexport bookings from China are down more like 35%, but sources at carriers and forwarders indicate 50% is the industry-wide stat. That is 50% of all trade coming in from China. That is 30% of all goods. 15% of all goods is gone. It evaporated. Do you understand what that looks like? 15% of all goods that you normally would get gone. That's around $1 trillion of economic activity wiped out. And these companies tend to run very lean, financing inventory and reinvesting excess cash in more marketing and growth initiatives. If the goods stop, many will die. And when they die, it may actually be the final victory for the Chinese manufacturer as they scoop up brands that took decades to build through the blood, sweat, and tears of some of the most creative and entrepreneurial people in the world. American brand builders are second to none worldwide. The fact is America will have to back off these tariffs. It's just a question of when. Even if it's not this administration, a future one will realize they've got to get us out of this recession. No, it has to be this administration, because I don't even think Trump would be able to survive this for an entire year, because we would be in a Great Depression by that point. Because understand what I'm saying. If trade halts in its entirety, that means the trucking industry plummets. That means the ports are out of business. It's over. A Great Depression, the greatest of depression. People lose their jobs. People no longer have the finances to purchase things. And then the domestic products that are being sold, like the agriculture business, collapse because people just don't have enough money to buy shit that they need to buy. And then they fire the people on that side. And for Americans, perhaps the scariest scenario becomes reality. No more burger. Think about that. Think about a world without burger. Close your eyes and just think. No more cheeseburger. Do you know what that world looks like? Do you want to live in that world where no more cheeseburger is a reality? I certainly don't. Give me burger or give me death. We go from everything's computer to nothing is computer. Okay? No more computer. Fantastic stuff. Amazing. Amazing, dude.
Were you worried about what the 145% tariffs were doing to small businesses here in the U.S.? Is that why you're bringing it down?
No.
Your call has been forwarded.
Should I call him again?
Yes.
But China's not doing any business. They were doing.
Adam Freeland keeps calling me. Yo, what's up? I'm live.
Salam alaikum. Hassan, how are you, Habibi?
I'm good. What's up? What's going on?
Okay, it's Friday. It's Friday, finally. It's happening.
Okay. What's happening?
Your episode is coming out.
Oh, wow. Okay, it's finally happening.
It's here, Hassan.
I'm overjoyed. Thank you.
And I just want to thank you for your friendship.
And the solidarity that you've shown me throughout this entire crazy period of my life.
Okay. The answer is yes. I will hide you.
Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, the bitch is back. It's Adam Friedland. I've come back. Listen, it's been a month. We've been gone. And I don't know. To be honest, there have been a lot of changes in my life. And I'm feeling good again, you know. The good news is I got engaged to a woman. What else? I read the Quran, finally. I finally got around to rewatching Donnie Darko, which I found to be just as trippy as the first time that I saw it, when I was a baby. Today is the final installment of our Lost episode series. The guest is Hassan Piker. Many people have noted that he was perhaps a protege of mine. I think we finally passed the torch during this episode. I think the teacher has become the master. What is it?
The master has become the student.
The master has become the student. The hunter has become the hunted. next month, the new season of the Adam Friedland Show will be launching. This is a massive roll of the dice on my part. Throwing my life savings behind the project right now. My partner has moved on. I just can't stand what's happening right now in this country. I can't sit back and watch democracy be assaulted over and over again. I know how to fix this. And you have to trust me, America. So next month, it begins. Get ready, folks. I guess I'll end this by saying what no one has the fucking guts to say. President Donald John Trump, you're fired. Fucking doing your fucking clown shit.
Yeah, no clown shit here.
No clown
What
shit.
do you want me to? Are we rehearsing the walk? Like, is there a specific type of walk?
Do you need to rehearse it? I thought you were a physically fit man. Ladies and gentlemen, a special introduction today. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines hero as a mythological or legendary figure, often of divine descent, endowed with great strength. An illustrious warrior, a person admired for achievements and noble qualities, one who shows great courage. But to me, my hero is our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Turkish political commentator Hasan Piker, everyone. That's nice muscles, dude.
Thank you.
Okay, you got a great bod though.
Thank you.
Great arms, great chest. How long have you been getting muscles for?
Yeah, I used to be really super fat, and then I moved to LA, and I was living with a bunch of personal trainers.
So sick.
And no, it's because I was broke.
Do you attribute any modicum of your success to being a big, strong guy?
Being attractive?
Yeah, if you were like a Quasimodo, would people be listening to you about like?
No. I mean, people would probably still be listening, but like not to the same degree.
They wouldn't be looking though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like this is actually kind of serious. I'm gassing myself up a little bit, which is weird.
Get serious.
But I do think that like there's a lot of these like Andrew Tate types out there, right? Which is really funny because he's like, I mean, he dresses super European, like super gay, like unimaginably gay. He wears like those little slipper loafers and like super tight pants. There's this entire like new wing of, I guess, right-wing adjacent content creators that are all like former life insurance salesmen and shit. And they all present themselves as like super masculine alpha dogs. And I feel like the way I look kind of counters that a little bit because, like, you know, you look like the archetypical, stereotypical leftist guy.
What is that supposed to mean?
Just handsome.
You coming on my damn show and fucking sunning my ass immediately? Do you dress gay like Andrew Tate says?
No, I just dress gay because I'm gay.
No.
But I'm saying
you got stylists and stuff?
No.
How much Rick Owens have you bought?
This is the Doc Martens one, and these are the only.
Those are literally the collabo Rick Owens?
Yeah, they're sick though. They're super comfy and also relatively affordable. They're like $300.
Wait, so let's back up. You grew up in Turkey?
Yeah.
What's like the vibe there?
Chill.
You think?
I think, yeah.
I was in an econ class in college, freshman year, like 8 a.m. class, and there was like a crew of internationals, and they all were wearing Hermes like belt. Gucci shoes, like you know the kind of like the international students in college, they had blast cigs outside the library. Yeah. But I was like, they were all talking some type of language. I'm like, what the fuck kind of language is that?
Yeah.
And it was my
language, my people's language.
What's it called? Turkish. Yeah. It was that language.
They were all.
It's very like.
Is it like that?
Yeah, it's very like milk throat.
I don't know if that's Turkish, bro.
No, what is it?
I feel like Turkish is more like
a snobby Arabic. Like we're a little bit European.
That definitely is the vibe. You're 100% right. Turks will get very mad if you ever call them Arab. Like they're not Arab anyway, but like still, there's like Arabic background.
Yeah, everyone thinks that's some type of Arab over here.
Yeah, Turkey also rebranded under Erdogan. It's called Turkiye now. They changed it. They're like everyone has to say the Turkish way of saying.
That's kind of that I like that actually.
Yeah. I don't think people are doing it though. No?
People don't. I mean, that's kind of disrespect if someone's just making up a different name for your country.
I don't care.
Let's back up, because my audience is like pretty mature intellectual style. So many of them
I've seen the subreddit.
Many of them might not know. I don't know what you're talking about. Many of them might not know, like, streaming or games or whatever, Minecrafts or whatever. So could you, like, just explain for our audience, like, what it is? Like, how would you explain what it is that you do?
The way I explain it to, like mainstream media people is like I'm basically like a Rush Limbaugh without crippling opiate addiction or brain cancer. I do that
you're just as hateful and
yeah. Against white people though. So, it's like a reverse Rush Limbaugh.
You hate white people?
No, I love white people. I'm white.
You do that because I have a Turkish friend that tries to play it like he's a
tries to play it.
Yeah. Tries to play like he's not you're from the Euro side of Istanbul. But like you have to just know everything. Like you have to have an opinion, right?
I mean, I do.
Yeah, but like you have to have an opinion on something, right?
Not really.
No, but
there's plenty of things I don't have an opinion on.
You're doing it in real time, right?
Yeah.
So like you're like streaming 8 hours a day. A news article drops, and then you just drop knowledge on it, right?
Yeah.
But like that's really fast.
Yeah.
But like, what if you're wrong?
Sometimes I do get stuff wrong. Like I'll have
the whole Israel thing. Wait, can I try it? Can you just like let's say give me a breaking news?
Okay. And you want to give a take?
I'm gonna give an opinion.
Okay, breaking news.
Because I have an opinion on. I don't believe in anything anymore.
Okay.
So now I'm gonna try to do your thing.
Breaking news. The United Nations have come out with a new report that halves the number of child and women fatalities since October 7 in the latest siege that Israel conducted in Gaza.
I don't understand what any of those words mean. Can you make an easier one? Like what Kamala Harris like got shot in the head or something?
That's like easier? Okay.
That halves
Vice President
halves the October 7.
Okay.
What are you even going
I gave you a real USA Today headline from yesterday.
Just tell me one, just make one up. You say it just happened. And I gotta be on Hassan Baby stream.
Okay.
And I gotta like go like this and
Yeah,
like
you have to be,
I have to tell the kids. Okay, so give me one.
Okay. After a visit with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Joe Biden shit in his diapers.
After a visit with Chinese leader.
You asked for an easy one.
Give it to me. Let's run it again.
Okay. After a visit with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Joe Biden was reported to shit in his diapers. That's it. That's what I would have said. Actually, bro. Are you coming for my shit?
Yeah, I'm just shooting from the hip. I went on your stream, right? And I was shocked. You have 25,000 people that are just constantly watching. What you're doing has more of a similarity, and this isn't condescending, to Jake Paul than like Wolf Blitzer, right? Because you are to some extent a content creator online that interfaces with an audience, right?
When I started writing and like doing video essays and stuff on the Young Turks, like the space online for leftist political commentary was super marginal. Like it was non-existent. And there were some like old school radio talk show guys like, Sam Cedar. I would say Jank was a little bit on that like left adjacent content creator side on the internet, but everything was dominated by right-wing politics. And all these fucking neck-bearded nerds were just like really annoying they weren't cool, they were not charismatic, they were not entertaining, and they were basically.
And it was video games too. Video, like a lot of.
But I like video games too. I play video games as well, and I knew I knew that there was enough people that had similar opinions to myself that would appreciate a perspective that they rarely get to hear from a dude who isn't like a super Tumblr guy. Because there was definitely at this time.
What's a Tumblr guy?
Like a dude who, like people that grew up on Tumblr. Like there were a lot of people on the left.
You used to be able to beat off from Tumblr, but they got rid of it.
I never really went on Tumblr, so I can't.
They used to show stuff you could beat off to, and
like
they got
furry,
rid of it.
I think furry porn, is that what you're talking about?
Furry porn?
Furry porn, yeah. That's what they had on Tumblr.
You have a real specific way that you come?
A real specific way? Sometimes
you need like a
if
whole.
I come so hard, I will literally cramp on my abs.
That's not what I'm asking.
What are you asking?
You need like a scenario that's like that. This is the one thing that makes me feel like God or something. Because for me, it's just kissing girl. You know, I love you. Kind of missionary. Kind of over doggy at this point.
Deep staring into the eyes.
Do you think doggy is queer?
Do I think doggy is queer? No,
yeah, even if it's with a girl, it's a little bit like.
It's a little gay.
It's not. It's like a little bit.
I get what you're saying.
It's a little. I mean, and that's chill. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
It's a little queer.
We're pro-queer in this space.
No, I'm anti-doggy though. At this point.
Yeah.
I like.
Okay, so you're anti-queer.
For my sex, yeah. Okay. I like kissing. I love you. And then bus, I'm sorry. And then how was that for you?
Uh-huh.
And then like, and then I like kiss and then say, what are we even doing? Do you say that?
No.
You've never done that?
No, I've never done that.
You gotta go with a sweetie and kiss and be like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You've never done that?
No.
Why? Because you're on fucking stream talking to these god psychos.
But that's what I'm doing. I'm too busy.
But here's a question, okay? Like, there are comedians I know that are on the road 52 weeks a year, right? And they're doing observational comedy, right? But at a certain point, like, if they're observing society but they're not participating in society,
yeah,
then like, how, like, it doesn't, like, in my mind, I'm like, that's just bizarre, right?
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
what happens with like Kevin Hart.
If you're in a chair, like if you're in a fucking, you got ergonomic, probably, do you have a racing seat kind of thing?
You were in my house. You saw my chair. You sat on one of my chairs. You don't remember? No, I have a
I don't remember.
I have a Herman Miller Logitech edition. They sent it to me.
I remember I went into your house and then you had a rag, you put it on my face, and then I woke up and then I had AOC written on my forehead.
Yeah.
No, I mean like.
That's what I do to people.
But I'm saying it's like, if you, because of the grind that you're on, it does preclude you from kind of, like, how you gonna be socialist if you ain't in society? If you're like you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not like criticizing. I'm saying like, you know, like interfacing.
It sounds a lot like you're criticizing.
No, it sounds like you're being defensive, bro.
I'm being a little defensive.
I know, but it feels like.
I feel like I'm under attack.
I'm saying like, you know, and it's, I don't want to go touch grass. Touch grass means like you have to not get off the computer, right?
Yeah, go outside.
Touch grass.
Be one with nature.
But it's weird to touch it.
Yeah.
Walk on it.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Take shoes off.
Touch grass. Touch grass is what someone says that doesn't go outside, right?
Ironically, you mentioned that, but like, yes, if someone's a touch grass, like no one who's already in the process of being outside is like touch grass.
You're observing through the internet, right? And kind of it precludes you a lot of the time, I would imagine, from like interfacing with
real humans,
your community, your society.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why I try to, like every moment that I'm not on stream,
yeah,
I try to, you know, do that sort of thing. I go outside.
You touch grass?
I touch grass, yeah.
What do you do? Like after you get off stream, 8 p.m., you take the dog out?
Yeah.
And then Sunset Strip?
I go to...
Oh, yeah! My mind has been enabled. Like, what do you do for fun? What do you spend the money on?
Not really anything. That's the whole point.
So what's the point of money? Like, what do you?
But that's why I'm saying it's like you can't go and like quote unquote purchase me to change my attitude on anything, because like a while ago I actually said this on camera and like it got misconstrued and people were like yelling at me, where I said something along the lines of like, I have enough money for the essentials, which I've elevated for sure. Like it's still
for the brand essentials. Like for that one?
No, not the brand essentials. No, like I have enough money that I can take care of my family, right? I give back a lot to charities and stuff like that, and do fundraisers, and beyond that, I'm super comfortable. It's not like my lifestyle has. Yeah, but I'm saying like my lifestyle hasn't changed. Like I was broke and I was fucking 8 hours a day streaming, and now I'm rich and I'm 8 hours a day streaming. Like none of that changed. The only thing that changed is like I now have money to like, fly to New York if I want to, and also have the same exact setup in New York that I can carry with me and then stream in New York. That's the only difference.
You're like, you could bring your computer to New York?
Yeah.
That's your flex?
That's my. Oh, okay.
Why don't you get a Porsche 911?
I bought a Porsche.
If I was you, I'd be bludgeoning peasants.
Yeah, I bought a Taycan. People got mad at me for that too.
You got a Taycan?
Yeah, it's the EV Porsche.
Oh, electric.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
Democrat, dude.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
Okay, so let's go to the people that are in the chat that are consuming it. Like, you've been doing Twitch since what, 2018?
Yeah.
So has the chat
full time since 2020?
So the chat as an entity, right? Has the chat changed?
It just grew. Like when I first started, I had like 30 people watching.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, all of them were beating off, right? And then it grew like 300 to 1,000, you know what I mean? And then 2020 is when I went full time.
But it also had to have changed because they're in middle school now, right?
Yeah. A lot of people did grow up alongside like my content for sure. Like there are a lot of people that have been watching since 2020, and in 2020 they were like, you know, 16, 17, 18, and now 4 years later they're in their 20s all the way to like late 20s.
Yeah.
So it is that part definitely does change as well, for sure. Like my audience ages with me.
I would imagine they're alone. I mean, a lot of these guys are too, you know? And sometimes I do think like,
I think some people just like throw it on as background noise. Some people just have it on as a way to keep themselves informed.
You ever meet Obama?
No, but I have linked up with the Pod Save America people before. I've been on their pod.
You linked up with Obama.
I have not linked up with Obama.
Yeah.
That'd be cool though.
You got probably in your phone, you got some phone numbers in there.
You got some phone numbers in there.
Nah, no one.
Bro, what do you mean?
I don't know anyone.
This show has had so many fucking celebrities on it.
Can you call Jake Paul right now?
I can't. I don't have his number.
Can you call Logan Paul right now?
I don't have his number either.
Can you call Mr. Beast right now?
I do have his number.
Hit him up, bro.
I don't want to call him.
Come on.
That's weird. We're not.
It's my dream.
We're not.
It's my dream.
We're
It's
not
my dream.
fucking. We're
Do
not
this
tight
for
like
me.
that.
Do
We're
this
not
for
tight
me.
like that.
Okay. What?
He's gonna be like, the fuck are you doing?
Just please. I'll be cool. I'm not gonna embarrass you. I swear to God. I swear to God.
No, I'm not doing
Please, dude.
I'm not doing that.
I have so much respect for Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast content.
Hostile planted spring mine. Correct. Bob down. Haul that! Target removed. TechCom, get a UAV in the air.
UAV commencing surveillance operation. UAV MTS 50%. Check.
Hostile.
UAV overflight terminated.
Incoming grenade. Watch!
Archangel making noise.
Ice. Mine.
Confirming kill.
Sighting in. Move, move, move!
Foot patrol.
Killer located. Not this time. Stim used. Damn, that feels good.
Crimson's on their heels. Hit them hard. Yes, old friend.
Molotov out.
Perfect execution. The Pantheon smelling pissing themselves
Clean
right
win.
now.
Good shit.
I'm not doing that.
He bought a house for $1 and then he bought a house for $500.
That was brilliant. That said a lot, actually. He was actually
Also,
talking
what
about
he's
the
done
house.
for chocolate with the Feastables brand.
Yeah. The new Feastables actually, I hate
The peanut butter, I'm telling you, okay.
Hey, are you being for real right now?
I swear to fucking God.
Okay, because I actually do like the peanut butter Feastables.
Someone put me on the Mr. Beast, like I get chocolates. Now they put me on the Mr. Beast wants to send you chocolate list. And what he's done for chocolate and peanut butter, this is not a paid endorsement, is monumental. Can you please call him? Can you please call him?
No, I'm not calling.
Please, bro.
I'm not.
It's not. I'm not gonna troll. I'm not gonna embarrass you.
He's probably in like fucking Zimbabwe right now, building wells or some shit, and he's always doing some shit. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you calling me?"
I'm just not famous enough, dude. You're not gonna hit up Mr. Beast.
I'll do it after. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Adam.
All right, because you did that, we're gonna do a new segment.
Okay, let's do it.
I was only gonna bust this out if you disrespected it. All right.
Oh no.
So Hassan, you're somewhat of a fashion icon.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show some of your best looks.
Oh, here we go.
And I wanna hear like, let's say, you know how like say this is the Admiral. Like give it each a name.
Okay, you got it.
So let's start off. Bro, look at your face. This is sexy. Okay, so we're going off like this is a classic like Pharrell hat kind of style.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the sunglasses here?
I'm just taking them off. Like,
This is like,
sexy,
look,
to give like a sexy face. I'm drinking your coffee.
Go ahead. So here's the famous one. Here's the famous one.
Oh no!
Here's the famous one. Bro, you're goated. You are goated.
Okay. Here.
Okay, so here we go. This is the famous one. You know the jeans don't get enough love in this.
No, people shit on the jeans all the time.
What do you mean?
I'm a tall boy.
The shirt is kind of like you're doing like a American Idiot Green Day kind of situation.
Yeah. So that was I gotta stop wearing my friend's merchandise. That was a dude who was doing graphic design at the Young Turks at the time.
Bro.
He's an anarchist, and he gave me the shirt to be like, hey, can you post this? And I was like, sure. And I thought it was sick.
He's an anarchist?
Yeah.
He's like the Joker? Why don't we get a crib in the fucking hills?
Let's do it, Entourage style. Would you be my E? Is that how that works? Like, what would you be in that
Vince.
group? Like, if I'm the analog
I'd be
from...
Vince, dude. You're fucking Lloyd, bro.
I don't even know what Lloyd is. Which one was Lloyd?
Lloyd's the gay Chinese assistant.
Oh! Yeah, no, that was a great character. I'll take it.
Ari said a lot of things to Lloyd in that show.
Yeah, he really
All
did.
right, so this was
probably the most real part about that show.
This one, you got killed on this one.
Okay, let's see.
This one you got killed on.
Oh, yeah. That's another.
Yeah.
So
it looks almost like you're being like a little bit.
So that is another fucking like merch thing that they sent me. And I was wearing it, and that lady was like, can I have that? Like, can I have that sweater?
I hope
and
you gave it to her.
I did. No, I didn't. I was like, I need to take more photos.
I'm calling the police.
Wait, there's more. Give me the.
No,
you're
it's too
skipping
many.
that one?
This is my favorite look of yours.
Which one? Okay.
Let's see it right here.
What the fuck is that?
That's you at the.
Who is that guy?
That's you, no?
No.
You agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Put me into it, man. Restart.
Guys, this episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. What is Prize Picks? It's the best place to win cash while watching sports. I fucking love watching sports. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I don't care about fucking tariffs, okay? I just want to watch ball, okay? Blah-bitty, blah-bitty, blah. All this politics these days. The game's on, folks. The app is easy to use. You make a lineup, and all you got to do is pick more or less of a particular player's stats. Simple as that. You can play in 40 states, including California and Texas, two of the most phenomenal states. Best of all, Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first.
I'm on nobody's side. I mean, I think Vladimir Putin's bad, and what he did was wrong.
You think Ukraine guys are like pissed at Gaza?
I would be.
They're like, damn, they're clout sharked.
They're in a weird predicament because like Zelensky is like super pro-Israel.
He's Jon Stewart. He's the Jon Stewart of Ukraine.
That's true. He was. He used to be.
Yeah.
But he's like has to be super pro-Israel because like he's pro-NATO. He's pro like American State Department, right? And that's what the American State Department is signaling, that they're like super pro-Israel. Meanwhile, in the early stages, when Russia was invading Ukraine, Zelensky was like, hey, can we get the Iron Dome? Like, that would be nice. They're fucking shelling us like nonstop. And Benjamin Netanyahu was like, fuck no. He stopped it.
You know all this stuff?
Yeah, it's our tech as Americans. Like, it's our tech to give to Ukraine. And Benjamin Netanyahu was like, nope.
You know how I feel about Ukraine versus Russia?
How?
Sounds about white, dude. Not my problem. That is not my problem. So you ever done like celebrity fighting?
I think it's silly.
What, you could just hit like I don't know. Can you admit at this point that when Sam Hyde did that video that it was very funny?
No.
I'm friends with you. That was very funny.
I always I had no idea who the fuck this dude was at all.
I'm gonna kill you! He was doing
at the time, I didn't know who this guy was, right? And I'm like, why is this fucking ugly freak yelling about me all the time? Like I just didn't even know.
You should have hit me up and I would have crafted your response. You gotta do like your own character. Do like an Iron Sheik or something.
The reason why I didn't do that.
Fuck to you, Sam Hyde.
The reason.
Sam Hyde, fuck to you. Yeah.
The reason why I didn't do that.
That's a dub, bro.
Is because I don't fuck with those guys.
I'm not saying you have to go to the celebrity boxing event with KSI and like what.
I mean, that's what he was doing. Saying, he was on. I think he was literally on the KSI boxing event.
So I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying like if you're like if you're responding in earnest, that's a L just for the internet.
But I didn't respond.
Either you don't say anything, or you do the Iron Sheik style character.
Yeah, that's why I did
where
that.
you're like, Bernie Sanders will fuck your ass, like, and my assistant AOC, the beautiful AOC. You know, you could have we could have written this out. It could have been great.
Well, the reason why I did not respond is literally because I was like, I don't want to fucking be associated with this dude at all.
Let's go back
to Israel, Palestine.
No, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about like you have to comment on the world all the time, and it's kind of just like the news. I mean, like, it's kind of at a certain point. It's like kind of just it stinks.
Yeah,
the news stinks.
The way I see it is if I'm gonna be serious, the way I see it is if I get like, I don't know, 100 people to join a
Hamas.
union, or Hamas, which is kind of like a union. If I get 100 people to join a union, if I get 100 people to join a union, if I get 100 people to like engage in local organizing, or to even like run for local office, or you know, we saw this with the student protests at all the campuses. Like, I went to the UCLA encampment, and everybody, like, so many people came up and were like, dude, I can't believe you're here. Like, you played a big role. There were organizers that were basically putting the entire encampment together. They were saying, like, you got me started on this journey. Like, I joined SJP because of you. And to me, that's Student for Justice in Palestine.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why I do it.
Sarah Jessica Parker, I thought.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker. That's what he was saying.
I joined Sarah Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
But like, but that is the overall reason. Like, there's a lot of ups
You're saying
and
if I could
downs.
change one life.
I mean, if I can get more people to pay attention to this sort of stuff and to make a big fuss about it, hopefully, I think there will be a snowball effect, and it will get others motivated, and it'll give courage to others to also go out and speak out on these injustices. Can I pee? Am I allowed? What? In your mouth?
How long have we done?
I'm gonna keep going. I just need to pee real quick. I've been holding it, and I've been fidgeting a lot.
Keep the mic on though.
I will keep the mic on.
I want to hear.
Where's the bathroom?
Good question. Where is it?
Left and left. You could just Hassan. It's pussy to take the key. Just shoulder it.
Okay, I'll shoulder it.
I mean it, dude.
I'll keep the key and shoulder it.
The door.
Where is it? All the way to the left?
Left and left.
End of the hall.
You need an anti-Semite? Did my dad need an I should pee too, actually. Can you please call Mr. Peace?
No. I refuse.
Why?
Because I don't know what the fuck he's up to.
Okay, take your phone, take a pic, and just text it to him. If you're not gonna call him, just take a pic of me.
I'm gonna take a pic of you. I'm gonna text it to him.
Do you have him saved as Mr. First Name Beast last name?
What do I have him saved as? Let's see. I have him as Jimmy Mr. Beast Donaldson.
He's going to be the president. Can I see the pic? You sent it.
I'm about to send it to him.
No, that looks whack. Do a sicker one.
It's too late.
No, do a sicker one, dude. Send it.
This guy wants you
Please send
on
Mr. Beast this.
his show
Please send.
in New York.
Please send Mr.
He's gonna
Beast
delete mine. He's gonna block me.
Jimmy.
There, I'm gonna get your shoes in there too.
So Hassan, you want to ask me a question?
I do, but I don't. You're not gonna.
Just ask me.
No.
Why?
I'm not asking.
Why are you being all shy like that?
Well, it's not shy. It's just like I don't know if you'll cut it.
Okay, ask the question.
Okay. What's the deal with the Red Scare girls?
All right, Hassan Piker, everyone.
You know what's really funny about this? It is verbatim the Bill Maher monologue, and he just changed out the names of the people with Adolf Hitler and his cadre of freaks. This entire op-ed is just literally bar for bar what Bill Maher said about meeting Donald Trump. We're going to get started on a lot of the news. Like I said, there's so much happening. Larry David wrote an op-ed, My Dinner with Adolf, talking about Bill Maher's dinner with Gadolf. And obviously Bill Maher has some choice words for Larry David. And a lot of people have actually gotten mad at Larry David in the process. Like E. Fatlo has been talking about how Larry himself, how Larold himself is actually, oh my God, everyone's going to link the Taft's clip today. E. Fatlo and other Israel defenders have been kind of losing their minds over Larry David because they're like, he is not sufficiently pro-Israel, which I think is really funny because I'm gonna be honest with you, there is very little chance that Larry David isn't.
This was a movement like nobody's ever seen before.
U.S. President Donald Trump was elected on the hope he would fight inflation and boost the economy. But as his 100th day in office approaches, Americans are giving him poor marks in both those areas. A Reuters Ipsos poll this week showed that just 37% of Americans approve of Trump's handling of the economy.
5 months. How is this Hassan's fault?
Down from the first days of his presidency, in which he promised to bring about a golden age of America. Trump has kicked off his term with an aggressive economic agenda, sparking trade wars as he slaps tariffs on trading partners and setting off the worst sell-off in U.S. financial markets since the start of the pandemic 5 years ago. Now, 3/4 of the poll respondents said they worried a recession was coming.
Guys, we have to vote for Trump for the economy. It's the most important issue for voters. We have to vote.
And more than half of the respondents, including 1 in 4 Republicans, said Trump's moves to shake up the economy are, quote, too erratic. Trump has also rattled markets by intimating he could fire Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, the nation's top official tasked with controlling inflation. But on Tuesday, Trump pulled back on that threat.
I have no intention of firing him.
Trump has also pressured the Fed to lower interest rates, but Powell, like Wall Street economists, has said that Trump's moves to raise tariffs could push inflation higher. To be sure, a large swath of the country still backs Trump, many fervently. But despite his widespread party support, the poll showed that 1 in 3 Republicans said their cost of living was on the wrong track.
Guys, it's okay. You don't understand. You just don't understand Trump's genius like I do, okay? Any minute now, China's going to break. They're going to bend and they're going to break, and they're going to give us what we want, okay? They're going to give us all the concessions we need. Don't ask me which concessions, because I don't know which ones, okay? I am the average Trump voter. I don't know anything about the economy, but that's okay, because they're going to give it to us any minute now.
China, for example,
any minute now.
Speaking out about U.S. tariffs, denying that it is engaged in ongoing talks with the White House for the... Latest, let's get to Eunice Yoon in Beijing. Hey, Eunice.
Hey, Carl. Well, that's exactly right. China today denied the claims by President Trump that his team is in talks with the Chinese on the tariffs. In fact, the Commerce Ministry said today, at present, there are absolutely no negotiations on the economy and trade between China and the U.S. The Foreign Ministry also made similar remarks, both of those after, of course, President Trump telling reporters that his team was in direct contact with the Chinese every day. Now, in addition, the Commerce Ministry used stronger language by saying that the U.S., if the U.S. really wants to resolve the problem, it should cancel all unilateral measures on China. So this tougher stance comes as a
Do you know how pathetic this is for the U.S.? That we just lie. We're like, we're in talks with them. And then China just gets on air and says, no, we're not. If you want to talk, remove your tariffs and then we'll talk. Like,
perception is growing here that the Chinese government is really trying to foment that the Chinese have the upper hand and that President Trump is in a weaker position. The hashtag Trump chickening out has been trending with 250 million views. State TV has also been using one of the memes that has bursted onto the scene here when mocking President Trump officially, calling him the 10,000 tariff grandpa and saying that his constituents have been suffering because of some of his actions. The other memes that are going around, King Know-It-All and Trump the nation builder, but that nation is China. Guys?
But they got to, you know, it's not exactly their economy is doing well. You speak to Dow, they'll tell you that residence is bad. They'll tell you commercial's bad.
Kramer, please.
I think that the actual phrase that everyone's taken over is an embargo. I don't understand how a country that has got an embargo by the largest country on earth is able to poke fun. I don't know whether that gets things done. Now, maybe you don't want to get things done, but that means I accept the embargo? Is that what they are doing?
Well, I think that the answer would be yes in some ways, because they understand that this is going to be very painful. They understand that this is going to be hard on the economy. It won't necessarily topple the economy into recession, as some of the concerns are in the U.S. I think one big difference that people should understand is that the political systems are very, very different. This is an authoritarian regime. And so the government, though it has to be somewhat responsive to the Chinese public, doesn't have to be as responsive as the government in the United States. And so because of that, the messaging out of here has been, the sky won't fall, we'll be able to deal, we can just keep going on until the very end. And so that's the messaging, and that looks like what China is going to do, although they have also said that they are open for talks, but again, only if they are treated as an equal and it's on their terms.
Eunice, real quick. Oh, I'm sorry, Carl. Nationalism. I'm just curious. You know, we always try and keep an eye on that in the sense of, is it growing there, us versus them, and will there be retaliation against U.S.-based businesses? I'm just curious. Are you seeing any sort of growth in that, so to speak?
Well, definitely the nationalism is growing. I mean, you see that online. There are a lot of people who are embracing the idea that that the U.S., or at least the narrative that the government here puts out, that the U.S. is trying to contain China. So that's really led a lot of people to, kind of joke around a lot more about what's happening and embrace their roots. But in terms of on the street, I mean, you see it in that some people will say, oh, well, maybe I should choose a Huawei phone instead of an Apple, as we've discussed. There are others who said that, we saw, like AmCham had a survey out recently that said that, some American companies are having trouble convincing Chinese to be hired. So that you could see it in small ways, but nothing so meaningful yet that would scare away a lot of American companies.
Finally, Eunice, Washington Post has a piece up about administration officials scrambling to stem the damage from the halt on exports.
The audio for this is funky. Yeah, I know. I wish I could fix it for you guys. It's so crunchy.
Of rare minerals. They do quote some trade officials as saying this is fast emerging as our Achilles heel here in the States. How's that being read out there?
Yeah, it's being read very well over here. I think that people...
Oh, this chatter's back. Hey, welcome back, buddy. Stop spreading misinfo about developmental psychology. You're so misinformed. You talk out of your ass about everything. We're talking about the trade war. Are you okay? Did you remember to take your meds? Did you remember to take your meds? Ugly airhead, stop spreading misinfo. Oh, I see what this is. Listen, I have to tell you this. Negging has never worked. It never will work, ever. Okay? Okay? You have zero humility. And you're ugly. Guys, Clegg23 on the internet thinks I'm ugly? How am I gonna recover? Oh my God. Oh my God. This is so sad for me. I thought we could have a life together, Clegg. I thought maybe you could look past everything and we could get married, have a couple kids, move out to some farmland. But now you think I'm ugly? Like, I guess I was just dreaming. Guess I just thought maybe we could have something, but I see that we can't. I'm sorry for being ugly, Clegg. I hope you find someone that meets what you need, or a male companion, which is maybe that's which is like fair. That is fair.
I have been again with the whole nationalism. Understand that the rare earths is something that China has been dominating for quite some time, and even though there has been some argument that they shouldn't actually pull back on rare earths because eventually that could lead other countries such as the U.S. to develop its own rare earth industry. The Chinese want to make a point that they can hurt the U.S. if they need to.
Eunice, appreciate that guidance today. Another important day when it...
Yeah, guys, don't worry. It's good. Any minute now, we're going to have a trade that works. Any minute now, Trump is going to get the talks with China, and they're going to work, and it's going to be good. Any minute now. This is a story that's kind of gone under the radar, okay? But I need to talk about it with you guys because it's very important. Everybody say thank you. Everyone say thank you to Rachel Zegler right now, okay? Not for being pro-Palestinian, although that too, okay? Not for calling out the original Snow White story for being a little rapey. Not that. That was also based. But Disney is halting the production of live-action remakes after the failure of Snow White at the box office. Everyone say thank you. Have you said thank you even once, Mr. Zelensky? Have you? We're saved. We've finally been saved from the fucking dog shit Disney remakes. Finally. It's only been 6,000 years. Oh my God. Fucking finally. Never thought I would see the day, man. Never thought I would see the day. Oh, beautiful. Just going back to the Trump topic for a little bit. I know what you guys are thinking. How can 30% of people still be in support of Trump? Well, you have to remember that these people exist. That's right. A little surprise hogwatch on a Thursday. Why not?
The tariffs. So you're worried about your iPhone costing more because of the tariffs. You don't pay for your iPhone anyway. Let's be for real. Most times, the way you get an iPhone, it's either the no money down and they foot the bill for you, or you just pay monthly for it, and then a year into your payment, you just get a new one anyway. So you're all up in arms about my iPhone's going to cost more. My iPhone's going to cost more because of the tariffs. You don't pay for it anyway.
Hey, conservative golfer, way to spill the beans that mommy and daddy pay for your fucking phone bill. Because holy shit, did you really just hop on the internet and be like...
This is the biggest self-report. Like, actually, this is the biggest self-report. To say that you already don't pay for your phone bill because you can trade in your phone and because you can get a phone plan that lets you pay over time. That's the average Trump voter. Those are the 30% that still support what Trump is doing. Incredible. Just amazing. First of all, if you trade in your phone, you only get like a discount off of the newest phone. You don't do trade-ins for free phone. Like, you don't trade in your iPhone. I don't even know which one they're on right now. Like the 10 for the 11 for free. That's not how that works. You'll get like a discount. It'll be like, what, a couple $100 off maybe? And if you're paying off your phone over the course of like a year, you're also paying interest. The phone doesn't like magically not get paid for if you do a plan for it. Like, what? If anything, it's way worse for that because like you can't leave this stupid dog shit contract. And usually the contracts are so shit. I'm going to be honest, guys. This is like, I'm dying on this hill. I'm never switching off of Mint Mobile. I'm sorry. I tried. I've been on Mint for like years now. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it's finally time to try other phone plans. Maybe my phone plan isn't that good. Like, maybe the internet could be better on other phone plans. And I don't have a sponsorship with them. They should give me a sponsorship. Ryan Reynolds, give me mine. But I was like, oh, you know what? Like,
you don't actually have to pay for your car. All I do is pay $1,000 a month for my F-150, and after 120 months, it's free.
Stop. So I was like, you know what? let me do one of the bundling plans that like you get like internet and a phone plan and it's supposed to give you a discount. I was like, let me do this. Let me try AT&T out. And I had AT&T for a month. First of all, the service was unbelievably spotty. Like it was somehow worse than Mint Mobile. I don't even know how it was worse. It's like I'm supposed to be paying for like a good product and I was paying 3 or 4 times as much. And after 1 month, I was like, I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back. I can't believe this. Mistake 1, trying AT&T. Yeah, you're right. Is the Mint coverage good? I mean, I can only speak for like LA. LA was good and New York was good. And I'm gonna be honest, you really can't beat the prices. You really can't. It's like pennies. It's really pennies. So yeah, it's about the cell towers. He who controls the cell towers controls the galaxy. You're not wrong. It's either that or they're these Trump voters. These people like actually boggle my mind.
I talk to Trump supporters and they be dumb as fuck. I don't care. They're yell stupid. When people say they voted for Trump, I always ask why, and they give me stupid ass fucking answers. One of my ex-friends voted for Trump. Don't worry, y'all. I cut the bitch off already. Don't look at me like I'm crazy. Before I cut them off, I asked, why did you vote for Trump? Because I want to know why you made such a fucking stupid decision. So she tells me out of her own mouth that the reason why she voted for Trump is because she is a Christian woman and that Trump is for the Christians. And if you are a Christian, you need to vote for Trump. That is what she said. So, of course, I love a cute little argument. So, bam, I asked her, I said, so you're a Christian, right? She says, yes. So I said, you believe in God? She said, absolutely. So I said, okay, as a Christian woman, how does it feel that you voted for someone that created their own Bible? She looks at me like I just lied, like I just made a blatant lie. She said, well, that's not true. I said, it is. You know, we can Google it together if you like. You know, I'm a little messy like that. I said, we can Google it together. And we did just that. We Googled it on my phone, and he called it the Trump Bible. So I asked her again, as a Christian, right? How does it feel to vote for somebody that made their own Bible? I thought that was blasphemy, but I want to hear your thought process. Go ahead. This bitch looked at me dead in my eyes and said, Obama wasn't any better. No, who the fuck brought up Obama?
And it's fucking every time with these people, dude. As soon as you call them out on this shit, they're immediately like,
made their own Bible. I thought that was blasphemy, but I want to hear your thought process. Go ahead. This bitch looked at me dead in my eyes and said, Obama wasn't any better. No, who the fuck brought up Obama?
And it's fucking every time with these people, dude. As soon as you call them out on this shit, they're immediately like, you know what? It doesn't even matter anyways. It doesn't even matter. And actually, it doesn't even matter anyways. It's like, okay. okay. Oh my God. Oh my God. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay, and then this had me fucking rolling, dude. Tim Pool went to the White House after doing nothing but criticizing Zelensky for not showing up in a suit. He went to the White House in a many of the news organizations. I know, shocking, in a fucking beanie. Represented in this room. And you know what? I'll say it. It's not even the beanie that pisses me off. Okay, at this point, the beanie is like, I think it's like fused into his head. I don't even think he can take it off if he wanted to. It's this pathetic fucking hoodie. There's something about it that pisses me off, all right? This hoodie that's pretending to be a blazer, it's just like a zip-up hoodie. You can tell from like the drawstrings on the side, but it has like this specific stitching that makes it look like the inside of a blazer. So when you zip it out, it's like you're wearing a blazer. And you know what it is? I think someone pointed out why it makes me so mad. It like reminds me that Fetterman exists, that John Fetterman exists, and those fucking ugly tuxedo shirts that he wears. It's so nasty. It's so fucking nasty. I'm sorry. Like, the thing is, Zelensky just showed up in like plain clothes, right? That's not offensive. There's something offensive about wearing something pretending to be a blazer. It's just pathetic. You cannot become a bigger loser in my eyes than wearing the business casual hoodie. Oh my God.
Narratives such as the Very Fine People hoax, the Covington.
Sorry, I should have said ogre warning, content warning. Sorry.
And now, what's being called the Maryland Man hoax, where an MS-13 gang member adjudicated by 2 different judges, I believe, is just simply being referred to as a Maryland Man over and over again. Now, in an effort from the White House to expand access to new companies, you've created this new media seat. So I'm wondering if you can comment on Following this expansion, you've had numerous outlets disparage the companies that you've had sit here, as well as the reporters. I'm wondering if you could comment on that unprofessional behavior, as well as elaborate if there's any plans to expand access to new companies.
Sure. Well, we certainly welcome diverse viewpoints in this room, which is one of the...
Many of the
diverse viewpoints. Diverse viewpoints. Tim Pool is literally a cartoon character with one set of clothing that he wears. This is my favorite bit of commentary on this, honestly. Christy Nome is such a badass that she sat down this morning and confronted the homeless man that stole her purse last night at dinner. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. The stock dude on Twitch tried to be a White House press pool reporter, but he was denied. Unshocking. Not shocking at all. Even his jeans are ugly. Why are you still dressing like a middle schooler? That's what I don't understand. If you're going to the White House, the least you can do is put on some nice clothes. It just... Oh my God, so sad. I don't know. Even if he wore a nice tailored suit, he would still wear the beanie. But at least it, like, says the one-shirted woman. Hey, if I went to a official press briefing, I would wear some nice clothes, okay? All right? I have my event clothes, all right? Not even a cool kid either. He dresses as the lame kid with no friends. Is probably gonna bring a gun in. Why are the vans so clean? Not even a real skater. Oh my God, dude, he literally can't skate. He literally can't skate. Anyways, guys. Okay, I know it's a deep fake. I know it's AI. You can tell because the mouth is like moving weird, but no community note must be real. No community note. It's real. It's real to me. It's real to me, okay? It's real to me. And it will never not be real to me, okay? All right. Guys, I'm really tired of this shit. Can I be honest? I'm really tired of this shit. What is this? TikTok. Let me save this one. I'm not anti-vaccine, but it bothers me that my kid's pediatrician has repeatedly strongly advised the HPV vaccine for STDs.